Hello and welcome to another video on the channel. In this one, we're gonna be looking at two tools, basically tool duo of some of the most useful tools, especially when you have them both. These are just common pliers, and this is an electrical Phillips, or actually not flathead, a screwdriver. This is pretty much combination of two tools as well. It does have light here to check on the voltage if there's a live wire or something like that. Plus you can use this as a screwdriver. This one is like a generally like a wire cutter. It does have grip for bolts and stuff like that, and also has this grip section where you can use to also have something to hold, like some material that you work on. But combo of these two I found to be even more useful. This is something that you probably would have by your side when you're working on a car or something like that, fixing electrical stuff. Especially because you can, of course, check if uh, these fuses, whatever it is, that everything is all right. Just pretty much irreplaceable, very quick to check with this tool. And this is for cutting wire and also holding wires while we work. So both as a combo would do really handy job for you if you're doing any car fixes, especially electricals. I do have in a garage a lot of projects done using pretty much exclusively these two tools, and I found this to be surprisingly useful to have by a side, and remember to have them by or next to each other so I can easily grab both of them. When I use this one, I'm probably gonna have this one by my side, an easy reach. So why I'm saying that, why it's so great to have both of them? Well, they actually work together and also complement each other. This one, it's totally different than pliers, of course. It doesn't have grip. You cannot hold stuff, you cannot cut stuff, but it does have this tip that's from malleable metal that is easy to get damaged when you are trying to, of course, work on some flathead screws and you apply too much force. And a lot of times it will damage the tip, but you can fix the tool with this thing because, as you can see here, it does have, hope it focuses, it does have a little bit of come on, it does have a little bit of flat space. So when you grip at the tip, you can flatten it out, and then you can use this to cut off access to flatten even more, so it will be flat here, and also it will not stick, so it will be fixed tool again. And also you can hammer it a little bit to even flatten out a little more if you want. So it's a malleable metal. It's easy to work on to uh, bring it back to shape for flathead screws. Plus you can sharpen it and make a blade out of this, like if you want to run something, just poke stuff. It's really easy to, with this tool, to sharpen this tip. So that's one great um, addition to of having both of these tools in your capabilities, because you can actually fix the tool. And also you can actually use this as prying tool. uh, of course, harder metals would probably be better to apply a little more force, but in a lot of cases you don't actually have to put too much, or you actually don't need to put too much force into prying things apart. So for a lot of cases, just having this screw driver will be just enough to have a little leverage in to separate things like plastic bits or stuff like that, or plastic parts. Just especially in electrical connections, you can work that. Plus, if you need help, you can help out, with these pliers, or add some more leverage into twist. So you can help out with when you're working with this screwdriver. You can help out with pliers. Also, pliers you can clean if you have like damaged material. You can clean pretty nicely with this screwdriver. So that also helps with maintaining the tool, and it works really well when you use these pliers and have a lot of like maybe some paint that's sticky there. You can just scrape with a screwdriver. So it does help to maintain tools and fix tools. That's great great addition to ability when you're working on stuff, to actually have something to protect your tools so you don't damage them, and you know how to fix them when some damages happen. Also, great thing about having this tool is you don't actually have to bring another flathead screwdriver. Most often than not, just this size would be just enough. Of course, there's some wider, but wider screws, but I'd say chisel will do better job. To have a chisel, not to bring another flathead. That's my way of doing things. I am a minimalist, not in a sense to have smaller tools, but to have less tools, but they're capable tools. And also, I really like combining tools, and not just two tools, but several tools, or even more tools that will work for much more things. One tool that I would mention here is a Phillips screwdriver. This one I do like to have with for electrical work. So it's just a regular Phillips screwdriver, but I don't bring another that has metal part, because this one will do the job. And if I want to metal like pocketing, I would have a chisel or something like that, so don't actually have to have unprotected blade here. So the thing is, Phillips and flathead, that's pretty much just the most common combo. You actually need to carry at least some Phillips, because those screws can really be hard to twist with this thing, especially on the start. So flathead will not work great. So you actually need some, but you don't actually need to have like the same type or anything like that. But let's return to these two tools. One thing that you often use pliers for is, of course, twisting nuts and bolts. The thing about having this screwdriver, you can actually add like when you grip on a screw. That's something I tried to improvise, and it sometimes works. Like, and I grip on a screw and on a bolt, and it's not gonna work. I try to just give it a little bit of wiggle, so it will start or loosen up a little bit. So it's not something that you can expect great results, especially if the bolt is really sunk in, or really bonds there, cannot really twist it. Then you probably should resort to some other tools, some wrenches, big wrenches, or power tools. But it at times it works. So that's another thing. So if you have like you're trying to screw up some bolt or whatever it is, and it doesn't work, try using a screwdriver like this and wiggle a little bit while applying pressure, and sometimes it will loosen up. It's not impossible to do that. One other thing is when you have like a screwdriver that's in hard to reach places, like you sunk in too much, and you cannot apply too much pressure. Of course, you can grip at the end here, because you have a grip face. That's really nice for this screwdriver. Look at this. So you don't have to apply too much pressure to have a grip. So this plastic is not the not the best. You probably shouldn't grip too much, especially with metal tool. But at the very tip, you can apply some force and work with the screwdrivers, even if you sunk a screwdriver too deep into like a crack or something like that to reach a screw. Another thing is this thing can work as a hammer. Like if you're working on clearing something and you don't want to scrape things, you can just work like that slowly. You don't apply too much force, and you can clear stuff. Like for example, I had a problem with rust, like a clump of rust that I tried to scrape. So I just use this method really quickly. It will work. So there's a lot of possibilities or extra abilities that these two tools add in a combo. Try them out. Like if you struggle to do something with pliers, think how this would help. Like maybe loosen up, maybe hold something at an angle or pry a little bit. For example, if you have like a bolt or a nut stuck, try to dig it out maybe from wood or something like that, so you can grip and twist with pliers like this. So that's one common way. Like if something around the bolt is too clogged or something like that, I just scrape it. So this screwdriver is great for scraping, especially rust. Rust is a major issue that you cannot that really stops you from using pliers well, especially to grip stuff. So clean quickly, especially those hardened rusty parts. Clean at least the work area so you can at least grip with pliers. It will add so much to ability or to work on a nut that's maybe strip or something like that. What else to think of it? Like this is bulkier, much harder tool when you use all of your force. This is why I don't like smaller pliers than this, like smaller nose, because I try to grip as much as possible and I like the tool to be stronger than I am. So it's good to have pliers like this that I don't really care or don't really think of that is going to be damaged or something like that, so I can apply as much force as I can. With this screwdriver, I know it's brittle, it's malleable metal, but plastic, it's easy to break. So I don't apply too much pressure. I use it softly. It does have like a you can impact a little bit, so not using a hammer is better option. And if you want to hit, it's good to hit something with something like this. You can even use a rubber handle for that, so just soft taps or something like that. You don't have to apply too much force, especially when you're hitting a tool that's has this one. It's not at first glance something that you're gonna think of using to as a chisel to chisel stuff, but for rust, especially when working on nuts and stuff like that, maybe wires or something like that, you can use these in combination. You can dig out things with a screwdriver, fix like if there's like a debris or something like that that gets paint or whatever it is, rust stuck on this on these pliers. You can actually scrape with this thing. Great scraping tool, by the way, and the flathead. And I would say I do have quite a few flatheads with a hardened steel tip, but as much as I like them for using them on flathead screws, I kind of, when I switched to using chisel for that, I pretty much got back to using this thing as my flathead. And nothing, I don't remember I ever used too wide of a flathead. I just use chisel if there is need to use a wide flathead. But other than that, I don't know. Like you can tell me in the comments what you think is a great tool combo or duo. Tell in the comments also what you think these two tools can be used for. Do you see any extra applications that these two might help in combo or alone? Like what you use pliers for, screwdriver like this. Maybe you have some other ideas like two different tools that will help better than these two tools. So leave in a comment, leave a like, I'll leave a link for these two tools or similar in description so you can check it out. And yeah, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.